functions in MS Excel. In this chapter, we will learn functions in MS Excel, and function wizard. Functions are predefined formulas in Excel to perform both simple and complex calculation. Arguments. The values inside the bracket in a formula are called arguments. It can be numbers, text, logical values, array, or cell references. Arguments can be constants as arguments, cell or range as arguments, and functions as arguments. Syntax of function. We can denote function as equal to function name of arguments. Example, equal to sum of A1 is to C1. It denotes the cell address as arguments. There are various categories of functions: mathematical function, statistical function, date and time function, logical function, and text function. The commonly used mathematical functions are sum, product, factorial, power, and square root. Commonly used statistical functions are average, count, minimum, and maximum. Under date and time function, today, weekday, days 360 are the commonly used functions. Under text functions, left, right, mid, lower, upper, and len are used. Under logical functions, and, or, not, if function, sum if function, and count if function are used. Function wizard. Functions can be directly entered into a cell following the syntax and then can be built using the function wizard. The function wizards can be used to select the function, assemble the arguments correctly.
Functions. Functions are pre-designed formulas in Excel to perform both simple and complex calculations. Arguments. The values inside the bracket in a formula are called arguments. It can be numbers, text, logical values, array, or cell references. Arguments can be constant arguments, cell or ranges as arguments, functions as arguments. Constants arguments. Values used by functions are entered directly. Cell or ranges arguments. The values used by functions are already contained in cells or ranges of the worksheet or will be entered there later. Functions as arguments. Functions themselves can also be entered as arguments, which provide values for the original function. Syntax of functions. A valid function should be in sequential order. A set of rules for doing something in an orderly manner is called syntax. Various categories of functions are mathematical, statistical, date and time, logical, text. Mathematical functions. We can start with sum. Sum functions adds all the numbers in a specified range or cells. And here you can see the syntax for sum function. Next is product. Product function multiplies the numbers in the specified range or cells. Power. Power function returns the result of a number raised to a power. Fact. Fact function is used to find the factorial of a number. Next is sqrt. It is the function used to find the square root of a number. Next is statistical function. Average. Average function is used to find the average value of the specified range or cells. Count. Count function is used to find the number of cells that contain numbers in a specified range or cells. Max. Max function returns the highest number in the selected range. The next statistical function is min. Min function returns the smallest number in the selected range. Date and time functions. Date and time functions are used to display the date or time in a cell. It can also make some calculations. Today. Today function returns the present date on the cell. Weekday. Weekday function returns the number of the weekday of the given date string. Days 360. Days 360 function returns the number of days passed between two dates. Text functions. Left, it returns the first character or characters in a string based on the number of characters that specify. Right, it returns the last character or characters in a text string based on the number of characters specified. Mid. This function returns a specific number of characters from a text string starting at the position specified. Lower. It converts all uppercase letters in a text string to lowercase. Upper. Upper function converts all lowercase letters in a text string to uppercase. Len. Len function is used to find the length of a string. The length of a string means the number of characters in that string. Space is also considered as character. And functions return true when all the arguments are true. If one or more arguments are false, then it returns false. Or function returns true when any argument is true. If all arguments are false, then it returns false. Not. Not function returns true when the argument is false. If the argument is true, then it returns false. If function. If function returns true or false value depending upon the logical test. If the condition is true, the value if true is returned. Otherwise, value if false is returned. Logical test means any values or expressions that can be evaluated to true or false. If statement. The if function can combine to perform calculation based on multiple criteria. Nested if. Nested if is an if statement that has been placed within another if statement. Sum if. Sum if function adds the values in cells specified by a given condition or criteria. Count if. Count if function counts the number of cells within a range that meet a given condition. Function wizard. Functions can be directly entered into a cell following the syntax, and they can also be built using the function wizard. The function wizard can be used to select the function, assemble the arguments correctly. Steps for using function wizard. First step, select a cell and click Insert Function option in a function library group on Formula tab, or click Insert Function on the left of the formula bar. Insert Function window will appear on the screen. Step 2. Search the function by typing a search key on the Search for a Function box. Select the function from Select a Function field. Step 3. Click on OK button after selecting the function. The function arguments window appears on the screen. Step 4. Enter cell range in the number 1 field, then click OK button. The formula is applied to the selected cell.
That's all come under this chapter. Thank you.